Hello everyone, this is Diane. I have 4 glue books ready to put in my shop. In fact, when you see this video, they will be there. So I'm going to just flip through one in a little more detail. There's not much detail. They're pretty much blank pages so that you can glue on them. But and then I'll look at the other ones. You'll get to see all the covers and the beads and the different details. But they all have the same sorts of pages inside. So just a little bit of information about them. They're all made with Golden Book Encyclopedias from the 1960s, I believe. And they measure 7 1/4 by 10, not quite 10 1/2. Now, I'm not sure how it happened, but 2 of the journals have 2 1/4 inch spines, which is what I intended. These 2 have 2 1/4 inch spines, and then these 2 ended up with 2-inch spines. I don't know how that happened, but it's fine. They'll be good. So let me just put things in perspective a little bit for you, because this book has the same number of pages that are in these books. And it has a 2 1/2 inch spine, so the spine is even bigger than the bigger ones here. And you can see how full it is after it's almost done. I just have a little bit more to do in it. I want to add some like spark things to some of the pages that look like they need something, just something unusual and unexpected. So hopefully that'll be in an upcoming video. But I wanted you to see how nice it'll fill out, because right now it looks pretty skimpy, like I'm not giving you enough pages. But once you glue on both sides of all of your pages, you'll have something more like this. Okay, so let's just pick one and go with it. They'll each have their own listing, so you'll be able to see the picture of the journal in the thumbnail. This one is book 5 in the encyclopedia set, daguerreotype to epiphyte. So it's D's and E's. And that is seen in some of the images, drum and doll, E = MC square, egg, ear. I don't know what that is. It's holding a diamond. But anyway, it's just, I love these covers because it's just like a junk journal on a bulletin board, right? You see, I need to be up here, I think. And I just love it. It's so cool. It's just like a collection of your favorite things on the cover. And I had fun in a video selecting fabrics and trims to go along with the colors that were in the covers. This one has this really pretty purplish calico with this bright blue and a little bit of green in it. And the back cover is just as gorgeous as the front. It just doesn't have the title of the book on it. Isn't that cool? And then I did a 6-strand bead charm on each journal glue book, and used colors that were in the fabric and or the cover, because they go together. So I didn't pull the green from the cover because I had purple and blue and pink from the fabric. So there's a look at the beads. They're just strung on these waxed cords. I used those 3 colors for the cords too. All right, so then I have 11 pages in each signature folded. So that makes 44 pages in each signature. And there are 3 signatures. This was the only one I covered the inside of the cover because I got glue on the inside part and it didn't look good, so I covered it. So there is scrapbook paper, and this one happens to be smaller pieces, scraps that were sewn together, even a map page. You can see the seams here on this side, but you'll cover that up with images that you glue. Wallpaper, atlas paper, this is a page from one of these books. And I will be including, so I've got a stack of these, here they are. I've got a stack of these pages that I had saved from these books, so I will divide these up. So there'll be images on there you can cut. And then I will go through my glue book materials. If you've seen me in my work in my glue book, will have seen all of my baskets that have assorted magazine images and stuff in there. So I'm going to pull from those baskets and include some of those things along with those book pages with each journal. I'm going to start using, I made myself a new glue book out of one of these books months ago, and I'm going to start using it in January, and I think it would be fun if you were using yours too. I'll have 4 people gluing along with me if 4 people buy these journals. This is from a teacher's planner book. This is from a calendar. There are a lot of calendar pages and a lot of wallpaper pages in here. This is from a large children's book, very bright colors. So as you glue, you could leave, like if you like this blue part, you know, glue around it and leave part of it peeking through. That's fun to do. This is scrapbook paper, but it was on a roll from Michael or from Hobby Lobby. I've had it for a long time. Another calendar page. Scrapbook paper. This is just from a book, a vintage book about furniture. Each signature is sewn into the journal with a 5-hole pamphlet stitch. This is Louis Armstrong. This book had the lyrics to "It's a Wonderful World." Is that it? I say to myself, it's a beautiful world. Not the Jimmy Stewart movie, the Louis Armstrong song. What a wonderful world. That's what it is. What a wonderful world. Okay, so those are all the pages, and then pretty much the same through here. This is from an artist's book, instruction book, because those are nice big pages. One of the Currier and Ives calendar. Wallpaper. This is a thick cardstock calendar page with Peanuts characters. Every journal got a Peanuts calendar page. So this is something different. This is a gift bag with the paisley pattern, and you probably noticed this. I had a junk journal or a glue book that I had used before, my first glue book, which was gigantic. And I did this in each signature, I think. And I just thought it was fun. And if you don't like it, we'll get to that page and I'll show you. You can just cut it out. You could tie ribbons on it if you wanted to. So here's the other page. I left the side of the bag on this side. So right here, you could, you know, lift that out maybe, or if you were afraid of tearing the paper, you could just cut that. You'll have little bumps there where the handles are underneath that, but you can remove it if you don't like it. And if you glued something that stretches across there, it would stay straight because it fits. It doesn't have to be folded. Okay, what else do we have? I know we have something a little different in the 3rd signature also. I put the straps in the 2nd signature so they'd be more like in the middle of the book. This one has a plant binder, gardening binder page. Scrapbook paper. This is a children's how to write paper from a workbook. Calendar page. I did put an envelope in the 3rd signature of each one. This one had my address on it, so I covered that with scrapbook paper. And I placed an index card, a colored card, in each side of the envelope. This one has glue all the way to here, so it can't be as wide as it looks like it can be. And then you pull this card out and collage on it, and collage on the envelope. Calendar page, wallpaper. There's a little piece of scrapbook paper, and that is all the pages. And I have to put a little something on the back. I forgot to do that. I'll put a label on the front so you can write your name and the date you started the book, because that's interesting to know. I don't date the pages that I do, because I go back. They're never done when well, not always. They're not done as I'm working in it, and I go back and add more to it. But I dated the first page just so I would know when it was done. It took me 4 years, but there were months that I never got the book out. So hopefully I'll have my new one done in less than 4 years. But anyway, I'll put a pocket here and have a card and maybe stash some of the elements that you can use in the glue book in it. But I want to put my signature on the card. And I think it would be nice to have a pocket to stick things in that you want to glue down when you get a chance. So that is book 5. Now we'll look at the other ones a little more quickly. This one is book 2. This is the one with the funky cover. You can't feel it. It's underneath this cellophane kind of covering that's over the book. Somehow it reacted somehow, but I think it looks kind of cool actually. So it's a little hard to read the book too. This is Arthur to Blood, so it's A's and B's, and it looks like most of the stuff here is B's. Bamboo, berries, balloon, Beethoven. That's a toucan, so I don't know. Oh, bird. He's a bird. And a bee, birch bark. And so I use this really pretty calico with the caramel brown color and the pretty blue and the rusty reds that you'll see here. I wanted to use these, pull these reds in here. So the bead dangle is all blues, the bright blues, and the reds and the yellows. So fun. And the same kinds of pages in there. And there's the bag in the second signature. This one has the handle in the front part. And this envelope is a vintage envelope. And somebody took notes on it. It was a pattern for something, and they wrote jute hair, 3 strands, not sure, but it was talking about whatever they were creating, giving it hair made out of jute. So I thought that was fun. And you can glue your stuff right on top of those notes. It says Christmas pattern. That's book 2, Beethoven. Got beads all over the place here. And this one is book 12. I love the colors of this one. This was Paracutin to Quicksand. So I see a lot of P's here. Puppets and potatoes and printing press. Perpetual motion, perfume, plankton, and very, very brightly colored spine fabric, orange threads to sew it all together, yellow rickrack, and then orange, green, red, yellow, purple on the beads. There's a orange mushroom and a yellow mushroom. These funky ones with the 3D dots. I think they're so fun. Lots of fun beads on that one. I like that wallpaper with the seahorse. And it's the other half of that bag. It had a wide side on it. And the pocket is, again, a vintage one. Now, the flap was upside down from the printing on this side, so I put it, the printing is upside down because I needed the flap to be up. And it wasn't that they opened it wrong, that's the way it came. It's another colored index card in there. You can make sure that when you glue collage on the index card, something fun is sticking through that window, peeking through. And there's a little bit of a window there. Roly-Poly Santa and Cone Santa. This looks like it's a recipe envelope, but she apparently stored patterns in it. So that is book 12. And then lastly, we have book 6, Erosion to Geysers. So this is EFG, and it's got a lot of F images here. Farm and flowers in Franklin and fish, fingerprint, 4th of July. This one is a little more muted. The colors are more natural looking. There's a dark green and then the golden flower and some rose colors. And I used a patchwork piece on the spine. So I pulled from this pretty much. I did make sure I added yellow because of this. There is a little bit of yellow on this patchwork piece. But this one has greens and yellows and creamy colors and some greens. Did I say greens? Pinks. And this was, I thought it turned out really pretty. Let's look at the bag. There's the other side of that pink bag. And then the envelope. This is a divider page in the wallpaper book. There's the envelope. Here it is. It's another one of those brown ones that had my address on it. This was my internet company. I had like 4 of these envelopes in my stash. So there we go. I'm going to take pictures and get them listed, and when you see this video, they'll be in my shop. So there's book 6, book 12, book 2, and book 5. Now I'll tell you, I know I'm putting them in the morning, and some people have trouble with that because they're at work or they're not up yet because I'm in Eastern Standard Time. And so if you don't get one because I put it in too early, I just would like to know how many people would be interested. I'm not going to take orders or anything, but I just would like to know how many people would be interested in getting one if I made more at some point. I'm not going to make more right away, but I'll make them sooner rather than later if a lot of people are interested. Something is preventing this. Oh, it's this. There we go. Okay, so if that makes sense, just you can leave the comment in the, down below here, just to let me know that more people are interested in receiving a glue book, whether they're made with these kinds of books or not. I don't have any more of these books, but I may be able to get some at the flea market next year because they were there on the last day I was there. I just didn't need them, and I would have had to buy the whole set to get them. So that's enough of that. I hope that someone is excited to get one of these and start gluing in it, because I'm excited to start gluing in mine. I will see you in the next video, and I hope you're having a creative day. Bye-bye.